Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to go over the laser delivery and my workshop conversion build. Starting with UPS Freight delivered my laser a month early, and my cargo trailer was delivered later that same day around midnight. That was a month late. Due to the cargo trailer being delivered a month late, I had to hurry up and make some changes in my plans to the conversion. And you will see that throughout this process as I've sped up the entire process, like massively sped it up so that you could see it in just a few short moments of time as opposed to the weeks and months it took me to do this whole process. Like and subscribe if you want to see the laser getting all the projects and stuff done on this huge, massive, beast. As you can see here, they are pulling the laser off of the freight truck. This is about 1,142 pounds inside this crate. It's pretty big, and they were struggling. At one point, it's teeter-tottering on this gate, the lift gate, and I thought for sure it was going to fall flat on the ground. Insanely as it was, these guys managed to get it all off of there, and I will say a note for the freight company. They did an amazing job, but they need larger gates so that stuff like this can be gotten off a lot easier, because it was kind of scary and quite dangerous for these men to do that. So this took a long time, probably about an hour or more for them to get this off of here. You'll see it in a few short seconds. And it's down. They're pulling that, and then they're going to take it to the back of the driveway for me. The little guy on your right is my son. He's supposed to be managing the camera so you guys can see this whole process. And he's guilty of not moving the camera. But there it is. All right, now we're at midnight, and the cargo trailer arrives. It was supposed to be here about 10. He ran in some issues, ended up with oil leak after he realized that. Once we got it backed in and everything, we noticed it. And the entire cargo trailer had to be washed by the next day. And the guy had to leave his truck at some place in the area. Backed it in slowly. I don't know how he got this in here. I mean, because it was so dark. I mean, we were using flashlights trying to help this guy guide this in, and it was insane. Yeah, you have that street light, but my yard is dark, and you can't see it now, but you'll see it in the next day. Where he's backing in, it's built up, so there is literally a 2-foot drop at one point. So if he misses, it's going to all topple over. And needless to say, he did a great job backing it in. So I was very excited for that because it made me very nervous. All right, so now we're just kind of checking it out and looking in there. My husband is installing some wheel locks to make sure it doesn't roll backwards, because the driveway is built on a downhill. This is the quick little peep inside. Whoa, let's all get dizzy here for a minute because this is sped up and it is super fast, making us spin in circles. It'll get slower later as the process goes on. This is the next day. You can kind of see that drop that I was telling you about. And there is the laser. It's under 5 layers of plastic and tarps. Now we'll take a quick look inside before we start it. A little bit slower in the day. Okay, so now this is a V-nose here. This was actually supposed to be a flat front, but somehow it got mixed up and confusing, and it ended up being a V-nose. This is me where I am scrubbing off of the oil because it ended up being everywhere all over the entire cargo trailer from the guy's old leak from the night before. This was not difficult. It was pretty easy to get off, and I didn't really have any issue with it, but it was definitely not something I expected to have to do, and I guess accidents happen, and thankfully the guy made it here safely. Now I'm getting ready to paint, doing all the prep work, taking things in, and just trying to get everything prepared for rolling it. Now, the first paint, I went over it a couple times and it was not covering it. So I went and got some Kills and started that process while the guys were all at work. As you can see, it's a lot bigger and so much to paint. And there is all of the oil from the guy who had the leak. I mean, it was everywhere. Back to the painting, you can see the difference. The right side has the Kills on it and the left side has the regular paint. Now, it's late at night, or getting later in the evening, I should say, and my amazing guys are helping me paint. Everybody's painting. My 16-year-old just keeps going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny, as my husband is checking his watch. The primer's all on. Now we're going to start the floor the next day. Both my sons are here helping out, and I'm truly blessed because they're doing a great job so far. At this point, my son and I are painting the floor with the gray base coat. Much easier with the long handles than trying to do it on the floor. This is the glitter mixture. As you can see, it's going to be glittery like this when it's all done. And the great thing about this glitter is you can see it up close and you can see it at an angle as it shimmers, but from a distance it just looks gray. Now the entire trailer is painted except for that back door, which I will decide what to do with that in the future. And those are the guys who built the trailer's footprints. So it's definitely going to have to get painted. It looks so big inside. Now just wait until I clutter it up. Now here's the guys. This is my oldest son and my husband. They're laughing because they're like working with the drill bits and they're just not going through these beams to put the brackets on. So my son's like, let me do it. And my husband's laughing and he's like, here, you do it, here. And my son cracks up because he actually gets it in the hole. They go together with the same process, one drilling and one screwing. And the LED lights are mostly installed at this point. And they are currently plugged into an extension cord going to the house, so we had some light. And here are my fur babies. That's Chloe. She's always so nosy. And here we are again. Now we're unboxing this. And it's getting chilly. So the guys are wearing a jacket, and we're going to start uncrating this thing. It's massive. I probably could have saved this wood and used it for something, but it had so many nails and screws in it, and I was like, yeah, no, it's not worth it. In case you didn't notice, the 16-year-old peeped his head out the window. He's taking the day off. And of course, we could not find a crowbar, so we're using a hammer on a hammer. And it worked, because they had this thing really packaged in there tightly. Now they're calling for rain, and we're waiting for all the guys to arrive, so we put the canopy up over it, just in case it decided to rain. We didn't want it to get wet. Now it's time for them to bring it into the cargo trailer, and they're all discussing which is going to be the easiest way. 4 guys, all trying to help one another with all unique ideas. So my husband goes and gets this pallet that we had. And now they're going to roll it straight from one to the other, hopefully without any hiccup, to get it inside. Now, mind you, the laser by itself is like 900 pounds. And of course, my brother is like measuring everything. He's like making sure it's going to go there without falling into the stairwell hole. And this is me standing directly in front of the camera, not realizing it. So they had to turn it around on the pallet because it needs to be the other direction. And it came up pretty easy, believe it or not. I mean, 4 men pushing it, it was great. This actually pushing it out didn't take more than 10 minutes. But in the process, there was a lady that came down the street who was having a meltdown because we were in the street. Yeah, I'm not sure if there was any other way we could have avoided it, but you had to pull the trailer straight to get it in the driveway, and it only took us a couple of minutes to do it, so it's what it is. Alright, now this is inside once we started doing some stuff, and you can see the work table is outside, and here's my little helper. This is Sebastian, teaching him how to walk on a balance beam. Oh, and this we had to fix quickly. The seal was not working properly. So, yeah, that was an issue. I'll tell you about that in another video. But in the meantime, it's been fun. Here are some photos of the process. This took so long to do, way longer than I anticipated. But in the end, most of it turned out really good. We're still working on some finishing touches. We ended up putting insulation in the ceiling because it was just too much heat coming in. As you can see here, it's green with the lights ran, and the lights lighted up so much. This dresser I bought off of the marketplace and finished it. The workbench is not finished, but it's getting there. The old craft room's torn completely apart. Looks disastrous. That's where I did have my computer stuff and my work stuff. But again, it's been interesting. This is the build of the desk. We tore apart in the old craft room and added it in here, and then added what we needed to make it work. Kind of crazy building it together, but hey, you know what? At the end, everything worked out perfect, and I'm very pleased with it. This is how we were blocking the street, getting the trailer in. And obviously you can see your street is very narrow, so there was no other way to do it. The thunder here is packaged and being unwrapped and everything. As you can see with me standing on it, it's a beast. It's ginormous. I mean, like, I just never even imagined it would be this big. Even with seeing pictures of others, it just impressed me. Here is the HVAC guy installing the mini split, and my husband and son are helping and holding it up because it's kind of awkward for him. And, you know, we're a hands-on family, so we try to help when we can. And all the wires are hanging and stuff isn't done there. This is the HVAC guy and my husband again and my son doing the exterior of the unit. You know, they're just helping him hold it. And it was raining out, so we had the canopy out. It's been an interesting adventure with this, with lots and lots of rain. The electric we ran on the outside of the walls because the inside is just about a little over an inch, which was not gonna work. Trying to fit it behind there. Waiting for the electrician to finish hooking up all the wires here. And the dedicated circuit for the laser is there. The little gray boxes, I kind of wish they were white, but they don't make them like that white. Here's Chloe and Tux exploring like crazy. And, you know, I could go on and on with just talking you through these photos, but you can kind of see for yourself as to what's going on with them. My husband and my son doing more work, and, you know, lots and lots of time was involved in here, and I'm very pleased that I had such a great family and supporters and people that were willing to help me out and get everything where I needed it to be. So continue watching, like and subscribe, click that bell, because guess what? There's going to be lots more to come, and you'll be able to see this workshop when I finish it completely in the second part of this video. Thanks a lot, and have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day, and I hope you guys have a wonderful time creating your miniatures and learn from mine. Thanks a lot.